As we start this hour, Talladega Super Speedway, it will be a gigantic weekend coming up. The biggest track, the biggest seats. If you've never experienced Talladega, I was talking with some friends yesterday. I said everybody needs to do it. Now, a lot of people do it, as you should, multiple times and every time. But let's say this year you've never been. This needs to be on your bucket list. Everybody needs to experience Talladega. And those cars coming by as fast as they get to go, and the power of it all. And, of course, the facility has just gotten better, it seems like, every single year. We had some major renovations several years back, and it just keeps getting better. Grant Lynch, the chairman, joins us. Grant, welcome back to the program.
Well, thank you. Good morning, guys.
You know, Grant has been part of some of the greatest Rick and Bubba and personal moments that we've ever had, Rick.
Yep, that's true. Some of them he'd like to forget.
Well, no, biggest crowd we ever had. You two guys were the Grand Marshal.
Well, I didn't want to get into that.
Well, I'll give credit where credit's due.
Now have you told Kevin James?
Is there a period of time before you can be Grand Marshals again?
That's right.
I'm having you back soon as I can.
Yeah. Whenever that rotation comes back around,
it needs. How about next year?
Yeah. Well, you know, Kevin James, though, that's a big name.
It is. And
funny
I've never
guy.
seen him
Funny.
do Gentleman Start Your Engines. He did it at Daytona. Only one I've seen that kind of came close was Adam Sandler at Talladega, but he rocks the house when he does it.
So Kevin James brings everything with just all kinds of enthusiasm.
He brings it.
So he'll be the Grand Marshal. Mm-hmm. And now, do you have Larry tied up into something too? Larry, the cable guy.
He's supposed to come too. The Duck Commander, Willie's going to be
Will.
there.
We talked to Will this week.
Yeah. He's all pumped up. So we got a lot of celebrities this time going to be out there, and of course. It's the wild card race in the chase.
Here we go.
And the drivers don't like it, which makes the fans like it even more, I think. So I'm ready for it. You know, we need to embrace bigness at Talladega. As we said, size does matter at Talladega.
Well,
we have those new wide seats in our front stretch grandstand. Up in the towers, we just changed those travel seats out. They're 22 inches wide. And by next May, every seat in the tower will be 22 inches wide. So we're ready for the big boys.
As it should be.
That's right.
And
now, Grant, explain wild card race in the chase to folks that may not follow NASCAR as close.
Well, there's 10 races in the chase that the 12 drivers that are in the chase are going to be running at. And the one race that they all refer to as the wild card is Talladega Super Speedway. And it is that because of the style of racing we have at Talladega. You have that big pack racing that's going to occur most of the day now since NASCAR made the changes to the car. But then at the end, you're going to have the strategy of who are you going to get with and do a little pushing on that last lap and a half and try to get yourself up to the front.
And stay out of the big one.
The big one. And then and again, it's bigness at Talladega. We have the biggest campgrounds, biggest seats, biggest racetrack, biggest number of lead changes, and the big one is known at Talladega.
It's I know that the move of the race to fall, it has its obstacles when you're dealing with football and things like that. But as far as comfort, I remember the days
in July
of that second race being in July and early August.
I've never seen anything any hotter. Than
it's just absolutely brutal.
It was the first one. My first race was a July race, and it was actually the race that Davey crashed his helicopter. Neil Bonnet tore the fence down. And Jimmy Horton went out of the track. That was the first race I ran at Talladega.
That was your first one to be there?
That was my first race.
Did you get on your knees that night and say, "Lord, what did I miss?"
I said, "Well, I know I had to go through this. And I've never had to go through another one. So I guess I paid my dues early."
You can go to Talladega Super Speedway. There's some great packages there. One only $49 for both days, Saturday and Sunday. There in the Allison grandstands. 12 and under getting free. Grand Marshal Kevin James, Larry the Cable Guy will be there. You also got a concert in the infield featuring, is it Florida Georgia Line?
Florida Georgia Line.
Florida Georgia Line. Talladega Nights will be shown to the infield. The camping area is unbelievable. Plenty of room if you're going to make it an entire weekend. Now, we got the trucks coming on Saturday, right?
That's right. The trucks are always exciting at Talladega. Yeah. Those guys